Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another exciting installment of Chats at Naturals Africa. Now today we have a very special guest by the name of Penyo. Penyo is a person who lives with a disability. And as you know, in South Africa, we start September off with a bang. On Casual Day, we commemorate or bring awareness to people who are differently abled. We raise funds in order to support such people in their career and academic prospects. So without any further ado, let us welcome him into this meeting. Hi, Penyo.
Hello.
I'll be serious. Don't be too serious.
Good day, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good and you?
I'm well, thank you, Penyo. Would you like to just introduce yourself? Before that, thank you so much for agreeing to have this chat with me.
It's a pleasure.
All right. So Penyo, can you just introduce yourself briefly?
I am Penyo Athrogryposis. I was diagnosed with Athrogryposis when I was young, and I am currently in Hope School, which is a disability school in Parktown, Westcliff.
Right.
And I live with two sisters and my parents.
Okay. Penyo, you are going to have to help me pronounce that condition. What is it called? Yeah?
Athrogryposis.
Athrogryposis. Is
Yes.
that right?
Athrogryposis. Yes. Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
Okay, Athrogryposis. Okay, so please tell me a little bit more about what it is. What is the condition all about?
The condition mainly affects the limbs, meaning that the person does not have much force with their limbs, and it's a very rare condition. It appears in 1 in 3,000 births, and most doctors don't know about it, so that's why I say it's a very rare condition.
Right. And Penyo, when you were first diagnosed, did you have an understanding at all of what this is, and how was it for you?
I did not have understanding of my condition till I turned the age of 11, where I did more research about my disability. All I knew when I was young, I was going for operations so that I can be better.
Okay. So if you can explain to me again once more, what happens with your limbs, and do you have full functioning of your limbs, or do you walk on crutches, or do you use a wheelchair? What does it entail?
Currently I don't have full function of my limbs, so there's certain things I cannot do because of the shape of my limbs. But through therapy, I am able to do things that I was not able to do when I was young.
Right. It must have been quite difficult for you growing up, playing with other kids. Yes.
Yeah, it was a bit difficult when I was young, but I had a competitive mentality that if you can do something, I can also do it. So that really helped me a lot to try to improve in certain things.
Wow, Penny, that was so bold, so brave of you, very courageous. I'd like you to tell me a bit more about this competitive mentality, like you call it. You told me now that you did a bit of research about your condition now that you are 11 years old. And how do you cope?
I would say about coping, I cope very well because I have a very supportive family, a very strong system, and it's not really a struggle now that I'm old because I go to a disability school. I have a good support system, and now that I'm 13, my brain is able to help me to do more things. Like now I can bath myself. I can be more independent.
Right. So, okay, my mistake there. So you're actually 13. You said you started researching about your condition when you were 11. Okay, sure.
Yes, that's correct.
I get it now. So you are saying that you are gaining much more independence right now because of the support structure that you have, your family and therapy. This therapy that you speak of, what kind of therapy is it?
It's physiotherapy and occupational therapy. Physiotherapy deals with me walking and uses my lower part of my body. Then occupational therapy, I learn how to do things with my hands. Like currently in school, I am learning computer skills and all of that. And they are gonna give me a computer to help me write much faster.
Right. Okay.
Laptop. Sorry, laptop.
No, not a problem. So Penya, can you please, if you don't mind, take me through a typical day in your life? What does a typical day in your life look like? Just paint a bit of a picture of how you go through your day as a differently abled person.
My typical day, I would say I wouldn't say my day is challenging, as most people as disability would say, because I would say other people who have disability don't have the exposure of having like a school like I go to where it's strictly dealing with people with disability. And I would say my day is just like a normal school person or a normal boy goes through in an everyday situation. But me, it's a bit different because I go to a disability school, and and I would say that why it's more normal because my parents treat me normal. They don't treat me on a special way with my siblings. So that's the big difference, I'd say.
So it sounds like what you're telling me is it's very important for the people around you to not treat you any differently, right? But also in the same vein, I think what I hear you saying is with the proper support, with the right kind of resources, that a person who have a disability is able to lead a pretty normal life. And we absolutely love to hear that. So just any final words from you, Penyo, perhaps to people who are still struggling to come to terms with their different disabilities. What would you say to them? People who are perhaps who don't have that strong mindset that you spoke about, how would you encourage them going forward, as you know that Friday is casual day in our country, and we would like to bring to awareness, the theme this year is courage and kindness. And speaking to you, I can tell that you are very much courageous. So what would you say to people who perhaps lack this kind of courage that you have?
First of all, I'd like to say to them, never stop believing, because if you believe in something, you must go for it, and you must accept yourself in every kind of way, and you must treat yourself as normal. Have a competitive mindset. Like, try to be a normal person, and sometimes you need to give yourself a challenge so that you can learn more about yourself. Like, I'd make a small example. When I get out of the car, I don't get out of a way that I'm used to. Sometimes I use a different technique. When I go bath, I use a different technique to bath, so that I can just learn more about myself and see and push the limits with my body and see where I can get with there. I must never stop believing, and be strong.
Wow, thank you so much, Penyo, for your time and for that powerful message right there of saying push yourself, test your very own limits, and there's literally nothing standing in your way if you can get it right in terms of your mindset. Is there anything else that you would perhaps like to say or ask before I let you go?
No, that would be it from me.
That will be it from you. Thank you so much, Penyo. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. It's been a
All right.
pleasure.
Cheers.